Hi, my name is Joey Bull and I'm a 4 times UK fitness champion. I've been in the fitness industry for decades, so I'm here today at Healthista to record a great workout for legs and bottom. So let's get on with it. We're going to start off with just a little bit of a warm-up by driving the leg forward, just taking that knee nice and high, and then circle it round so you're rotating nicely in the hip there. Onto the other side. Just a few drives on each side. We don't need a lot of warm-up time for this workout. And then a few leg curls. So for this workout, you just need a mat to elevate your heels, I'll show you in a moment, and some weights of your choice. You could even do this workout without weights, it's perfectly challenging enough, so that's fine. So I folded my mat over, so I've got a little bit of elevation in the heels, squeezing knees together, feet together, squat down, and as you squat down, lift up those muscle fibers as you come back up, so you're really feeling like you're lifting everything there. Give it a little bit of speed down and slow up. All these little tricks kind of tweak the muscle fibers and change the workout for the better. Okay, now wider with the feet and squat down. So the reason for using the mat to lift the heels is it's just basically better for the physiology and the alignment of the squat. Okay, so come back with your feet together. We'll just do 5 really fast squats. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 5 slow ones. Super slow. And then we go to a normal speed. And by varying the speed like this, you can feel that it's really starting to use those muscles nicely and warm them up well. Okay, I've got here a band that I've put around a chair. And I know at home we don't always have the perfect setup, but if you've got a band and you can hook it around a sofa leg or something like that so it's nice and stable, it's a good start. I'm going to start with the extending the leg forward. Now the reason for this is I just want to work this little lower muscle here above the knee. Since we're talking about having nice legs and as much as we can get out of optimizing our own leg shape, this here works that kind of teardrop muscle just above the knee, which when you wear shorts or skirts is on a bit more display. Not all of us love our knees, so here's a hope for us. Then you can rotate the foot outwards, and that's just going to angle it a little bit more into that area, and then hold it a few seconds. Let that tension build up. Now take little kicks, really focusing on that area. And the important thing about this exercise is to give it full extension, so you're really going as straight as you can. And then a couple of generous ones. Okay, now I'm going to turn around, hold onto the chair. Sometimes the band slides up your legs, so just keep it nice and fixed as much as you can. If you kick too much, it's going to slide away. So here I'm just trying to build up a little bit of tension in the back of the thigh. And we often forget the hamstrings and their shape, but actually they make such a difference to that whole lift and line and profile of the leg, and makes a difference to how the buttocks sit too. So just a few kickbacks like that, and then we'll move sideways on. This way, with the foot slightly goofy, take it outwards. And it should be striking on the outside of the thigh there. You might want to soften the supporting leg so you're not building up as much tension on that supporting leg, but sometimes that happens, so just ignore that for the moment. And give it a little bit of a hold each time. Just a couple more. And then we're going to do something else before changing sides, because otherwise it does get a bit tense on that leg. So bringing your feet together, we'll just do a classic ballet plié, okay? So find your balance, bend down. And now when you find your balance, try and push those arms up too. I'm breaking up those moves to make the next round with the band more comfortable. But while you're doing this, think of the sort of sweep on the outer thigh, that little bit there. I like to try and keep legs looking feminine, so I try to change the angles of the feet, of the hips, so that we can get a softer look, but a toned look at the same time. So back onto the other leg now. Extending forward. And you'll notice I'm actually not counting. I'm not a big counter. I like things to go by feel, so that you really feel when you're ready to finish. It's those last few reps that really make a difference. So if I just say to you, do 10, and you could easily do 15, you're not optimizing the opportunity of that muscle group. So you might find that about now, you can hold it still and focus again on that like muscle just above the knee, and then little kicks and take it back. If you feel like there's a build-up of tension in the upper thigh, just allow that hip swing to help you out so it releases. Turn around, face the chair, and we'll go for the curls again, the hamstrings. And I'm going to come sideways so that I can hit this out of it again. So these are little detail exercises that make an overall illusion of the leg. Just little tweaks here and there can change the whole design of the leg. We'll move on to something that carries on working that front of thigh there. I like to call it the telemark skier because it's that old-fashioned style of skiing. The foot goes behind, you sink down, and then you bounce up and down. The important thing about this is that the hips are tilted forward, so it's not a regular lunge. The leg is slightly wider, the hips have got that lazy, low feel, and you're trying to strike up a little bit of tension in that front muscle there. After a while it builds up, then you can lift and kick and lower. Each time tucking those hips back under again. And then just a few more to make sure that we really have got it here. It is a little bit of moving the foot behind, a bit to the side. You'll find the right position. Okay, changing sides. So out to the side, behind a bit, sink, tuck the tailbone under and bounce. And keep the mind focused on that front thigh. And now we'll kick it up, land it back down. And keep it bouncing just for a few more. And relax. Okay, moving on to something a little bit more for the backside. A nice wide, generous squat there. Stick your backside out that way, head goes that way. Sit it forward there, so you can feel everything opening up and then contracting here. A nice thing to do to amplify it a little bit more, take a reasonably heavy weight, reach forward with that weight. Really sitting back on your heels. Now we're going to turn that into a bit of a jump move. This is going to ignite the fibers all the more. So we jump backwards and touch, backwards, and then travel forward. Each time reaching, keeping the backside out there behind, and just finish it off with a few more small bounces there. Just to keep the heart rate going, we're upping the speed a little bit more. So we'll just take some dashes from side to side. That way we get a great leg blast and cardio workout too. Let's take 4 more. Take the feet wide, take a cross, jumping jack. We'll take 10 of these. Okay, now we move on to single leg work. I feel that no good leg workout is complete without lots of single leg work. So we'll start on one leg, just a regular squat. If you need to use something to help with your balance, then take it. But you might find you actually just, it works better if you can find your balance on your own. So here we take about 8 regular single leg squats. Now we're going to turn it into a squat and touch down. So touch the floor and come up. It's as if you're picking something up off the floor. There's 5, we're going for another 3. By now you could feel it building up in that supporting leg buttock area. I'm going to turn that straight into a curtsy. Same leg in front, the other leg tucked right behind. Squat down. See how with the curtsy, my rear leg is nicely tucked behind that calf. Obviously, if you do this with weights, you're going to get much more of a workout from it, but the first time round, you'll find it sufficient to do without weights, most likely. Look for the perfect position so that you're really feeling everything where we're meant to. Like here on the curtsies, I choose these because it works nicely, this outer thigh and buttock area. Still on that same leg, so we're really giving it some treatment today. Most of the weight is on the front of the toe. The knee is soft, the back is straight. I want you to hinge forward like a water pump. Now it could be that your balance doesn't feel so good today, so you can just pop that rear toe down and reach forward there. You're still going to get the same area working. You know, just like half a kilo of weight on that back toe if you need to use it. It's also a good idea to put your hand on the area that we're working, which is literally the lower part where the fold of the glute is. Okay, we're going to turn everything onto the other side in a moment, but right now we're going to do a few more explosive exercises. So we'll go back to the ballet move, feet turned out, bend and a little jump. Keep the knees over the toes, and the reason why I like doing this one is it complements the exercises we did earlier in this front part of the thigh. Then take them out, and then we'll bring them in and out. Lift up, power up, stay in the air, and feel those parts of the muscles working. Okay, everything repeated on the other leg now. So that started off with a single leg squat, bending, extending. If you do have balance problems, it's a good idea to really focus the eyes on one object that doesn't move and really zone in on that. And you'll be surprised how much it improves your balance. Also think of the feet as a tripod, big toe, little toe and heel. And that's going to keep you all the more balanced and supported. So from there we'll move into the touch down, lengthen out. Bend, touch down, come out of it. We're taking 4 more. So although 8 of each doesn't seem like much, at the time it will, and combined with all the other moves, it really starts to build up turn it into the curtsy again. Curtsy down. Remember how that back knee is crossing past the calf. Send the thought and the sort of focus to the outside of the buttock here. Okay, coming out of your last curtsy, move on to the deadlift again. So it's a single leg deadlift. Weight on the front of that toe, knees soft, and hinge forward. Remember, keep that toe down if it feels a bit wobbly and too tricky. Okay, just to get that heart going again, let's take some hops on the other side. 4 straightforward hops, other side. Change legs and then travel side. Other way, other leg. Keep into a regular squat jump. Let's just take 6. Nice explosive, using the power of the backside, staying in the air. And last one. Okay, moving on to our next exercise. You might want some light weights for this. It's one of my favorites for helping mobilize the back, keeping legs in shape. One leg slightly forward. Split the arms, rotate and look behind. Bend down into the squat. The turning round is everything because it loads that buttock, all that area there, much better. So you'll benefit from much more toning with the rotation. And change sides. Don't worry about the perfect back being flat like we were all educated to do. You can let it go a little bit. The idea of this is the back, it bends, it rotates, it does everything it's meant to do in daily life. Moving on from that one, we'll take both weights and we'll have one leg forward again. This time you're touching down in front of the toe and then to the side, and in front of the toe and to the side. And 2 more sets like that. And this should be building up nicely in that front leg's buttock. Same thing here, so I take it front and to the side. So that front leg, it is slightly staggered. It's not in a lunge position, but it is slightly staggered in front of the other one. Okay, the slightly heavier weights, if you've got the choice, don't worry if you haven't. Resting on shoulders wherever you want them. A nice wide plié. Squat down, come up and down. Let's just take about 8 of these just before we get into the actual moves. Keep those knees squeezed over the toes. If you've got back problems, try and keep upright and keep the tailbone tucked under. Hold it down there. Bounce it. Allow for it to build up. The reason why I choose this exercise is because it actually works little parts of the muscle right beneath the bottom. It's a detail move. Come up. Nice 4 big ones. Hold it down there again. We're going to take one weight, lift the heel and touch in that corner. Touching down. Now be careful that you don't transfer your whole body weight to that side. It's not a lunge to that side. It's straight down with the body and rotating at the last minute. Go to the other side. Here, once again, I'm working that lower under part on the back side. And last one. Okay, with the heels raised again. These are called goblet squats. Hands behind the head, knees nice and tight, legs tight. Drop down, touch the knees with the elbows each time. Let's take another 4. With one leg in front of the other. So one leg is pointed at 12 o'clock, the other foot pointed at 3. We bounce up and up, up. Shoulders are facing forward. Change over. And jump up. So one foot is again at 9 o'clock, the other one at 12 o'clock. And relax. We'll get onto the floor quickly for one of our last exercises, which is just great for improving the shape of the buttock. Lift up high. Lift one leg in the air. Drop the hips low, thrust it high. Drop it low, thrust it high. Hold it up then. Quite quickly you'll feel a build up in that buttock where the foot is planted on the ground. Normally about 10 or 12 gets to us. So we'll just take a couple more, switch over legs, hold it up, drop it down. So we've completed a workout nearly of working the detail on the leg, the backs of the leg, the buttocks, and all the different layout of the muscle fibers that go across the buttock. We're just going to finish it off with one stretch. Take the legs up, hands on the insteps. It's an unsightly and unattractive stretch, I agree, but it does mean that we can kind of stretch out all those muscles that are inserted to the sacrum, the lower part of your back. And that means that you can reduce lower back muscle tension by releasing them. So this is the end of our legs and bums workout. Look out for a couple more workouts from me on upper body and abs with Healthista.